Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am working on my 100-day project. This is the last bunch. So this one is day 96. And I don't know, I just wanted to use that scripting. And while I was creating it, I was reminded that it was my aunt's birthday. She passed away about a year and a few months ago anyway. And it was her birthday on the 19th. So I decided I used the green because that's her favorite color, I'm pretty sure. And then she loved fairies, so I'm going to incorporate a fairy in here somehow. And I tore down the green, and I did it, I don't know why, I just wanted it to not be the whole page. So I'm going to offset it a little bit, and then the scripting, and I don't know, if you blur your eyes on that scripting, you might see the word love. I see it. I see it on the other half of it too, so apparently that's what I script when I'm like scribbling. So it goes. This one's a little different looking, not as... I don't think it would be her favorite. I think the next one she would have liked better. But this one was for her. And I know these aren't fairy wings, but I still had some of these gold printed feathers, so I decided I would add them to the page. And I'm just taking off a lot of that tissue so that it doesn't show when I glue it down. And I'm going to just put those on the right hand side, kind of going off the green and filling up that little offset space that I created. So how's everyone doing today? Can't believe it's done. Like, I haven't created anything real. Well, I have done my project with the scraps, though I could just keep adding to that forever. And I still have more scraps left, so I just keep messing with it. In fact, I'm sure I have hours of footage, but I will try to get it down to, a half an hour or less. Just because that's what the memory of my iPad, where I do my editing, is all it can handle. Because it's so old. Yeah. One of these days, maybe if I get my book made, I will get a few people to buy it and finance some technology. But yeah, it has been a lot of fun. I've been posting these on Instagram, and I need to keep up the momentum on Instagram. I've gotten quite a few followers from that, so I'm going to have to make sure I keep going. So this is just a charcoal pencil, but I'm not having good luck with it. So I just decide that I'll paint it in white. And it's hard enough painting on a leaf, and I have a hard enough time doing figures, and to make a fairy small enough to fit on this leaf, it's just the impression of a fairy. How's that? Don't look at the details too closely and we'll be okay. And I figured I would fill it all in with white anyway, and then whatever color I put down will show up better. I have her sitting, but I don't really have her sitting on anything in particular. Well, I guess she's squatting on the leaf. I don't know. So once it's dry, I coat the whole thing in matte medium just to cover the leaf to protect it. Alright, and I decided to use my color shift paints, which I do like using them. I like them in jelly prints a lot. But I wanted green. So I mixed the two together to get a greenish color. And then we'll give her some blue wings. How's that? And I don't think the coverage was very good. I do come back and give it a second coat. If I'd have done that right over the leaf, I don't think it would have shown up at all. And it looks really messy. I don't know. It feels messy. Alright, so I'm getting out a little peach just to change her legs and arms from white to peach. Decided this one was a little less orange. And then just to give the wings a little bit more detail, make them look a little bit better, going in with my fine point Posca. I decided I didn't really give her hair. We'll give her a little, is it an acorn hat? That sometimes you see on fairies. And I decide just to go ahead and use the rest of that paint on the back, just to kind of seal it off. Because I hadn't put any matte medium or anything on it yet. Now I have this is, it's like called holographic or holographic paint. It's the high intensity glitter paint. Learned about it from Rachel's Rocks. And I figured I'd put a little bit on the feathers, I put it on her wings, and then maybe you'll be able to see it really shimmer. I'll try to get a picture so that we can see it really shimmer. And there we go. That is day 96. You can see the glimmer there a little bit. Alright, so the next one is day 97. And this one is just going to be real simple. Yeah, I've had this particular jelly print for a long time, and I really like it, but it's really basic. But I think it made this look really, really pretty. Anyway, that's my opinion. And it is printed on cardstock, so it's stiffer, so I've got to put the glue on it to hold it down. And then I actually have a flower that I pressed for a few hours only. Like my mom used to call them moonflowers. It's like a morning glory you grow on purpose. And it has these big purple blooms. So I picked it today, the day I did this one, and I pressed it for a few hours, and then created this, so it was put on there fresh, which it looks pretty good. So I'm taking some of the metallic silver tissue paper, and we're going to put that as a backdrop, and then just this neutral color so that the flower will sit on top of that. And because I have a purple flower, I decide to grab some purple fabric. So I'm just going to put that strip of purple kind of at the bottom. And I'm actually sitting this all down on the bottom, kind of weighted on the bottom. I don't know if that's against the rules of composition. Of course, you're not supposed to have stuff straight dead in the center, but I do that too, so breaking all the rules, I guess. But I like how they look. Like when you're doing these little pieces, I like little focals like right in the center. I don't know. It's hard to get a more dynamic composition going on something this size, right? That's my excuse. So I glued that down with the glitter glue, and I'm just going to glue stick that right onto the fabric. I do end up putting a little bit of glue under the edges where the silver and the fabric meet, just because it's a little loose and I'm afraid it'll tear. Then we're putting the neutral piece right over the top. And then here's my flower. And I'm just going to seal it with, see, I'm putting the glue under the edges there, just to keep that from moving too much. There, good and stuck down. So I'm just going to coat this with matte medium just to seal it, and then stick it on here. And I expect it'll stay purple. I'm hoping it'll stay just as bright as it is. Today, as I'm looking at it, 10, 11 days later, still bright purple. And yeah, that's that one. Simple, quick. Need a few quick ones, don't we? Alright, so my next one, day 98, I guess. Is that what we're on? That was a little piece of wool, and it was like fresh off the sheep. I'd gone to it was called a heritage festival, and they had done some sheep shearing, and they just had the fleece sitting there. Nobody was watching. I just walked up and took just a little teeny hunk off of there. I'm like, that's going to be my bit of nature. But as you saw me touching it, it was very, like, fresh off the sheep. It's very oily and dirty. And so I went and I washed it. I had to. I had to wash it. So it's wrapped up in a paper towel, drying off while we do the rest of this. And today is orange. I think that goes well with the dark. I think that's black wool. Yeah, it's a pretty dark brown, almost black. So it would be considered a black sheep. Yeah, I had that gold. I was thinking of adding it, but I decided against it. And again, my composition is going to go centrally down the middle. And I really like these jelly print leaves, and so I have no idea how I created those. I might have stamped white over the top with the leaf. I don't even know. I wonder if it's on video somewhere so I can go watch how I did that. Now is the time of year to be printing with leaves because they're fresh and green. I never think about it in time. So I'm just going to ink around the edges of that. I just didn't want any white line showing up around the edge of that leaf. And I think we get those all glued down. Oh, and here's my little bit of wool. And I actually just tear a hunk off. After I washed it, it kind of expanded a little bit. Fluffed up. And I decide to put a stick on it. Like, this one's getting everything. It's getting a stick, it's getting stitches, it's getting the leaf, my bit of nature. I still don't like the feel of that wool, even though I washed it. Then I'm going to put the wool, and I just stick a little bit of glue, hoping it will kind of hold it in place. And I'm going to put that bit of stick on there. Adding a little glue too, but I'm going to stitch that on. Get some sewing in here. I really like the look of the stitches. I just don't like doing them. But I will do them because I like the way it looks. So I'm going to poke the holes. And then hopefully stitch it. And I don't think I have you watch me do the whole thing. I think maybe one. Because it was kind of hard to find the hole through all the wool. I thought about just piercing it with the needle itself, but it was too hard. That's pretty thick paper. I'm not sure what the weight is, but it's kind of heavy. Mixed media paper. I'm just going to tie it off and then poke the holes for the next one. I think here is where I skipped to the end. So I just put 3 stitches across it. And that was all I did on that one. So that was day 98. And I really like that one. I do. Of course, as always, love to hear which one is your favorite. Now this one is day 99. And I actually just grabbed a shriveled up tulip petal out of my front flower bed. And I actually grabbed it 2 or 3 days in advance, brought it in, and put the matte medium on it and set it aside to dry. I think it ended up being 2 days before I use it. I just saw it. I thought it was interesting. I'm like, I may or may not use it, so I prepped it. And it looks like I've got some more purple. And this is just a crazy print with some fun color, and I thought it would make a great background. And the tulip originally, trying to remember their color. I think it's a pink color. It does look quite purple, all shriveled up. I feel like my tulips don't last very long. They come on late and they're gone so fast. But they're really pretty. Don't know if I took a picture of them. If I did, I'll put it at the end of this one with the picture. because that would be fun to see. You can see what it looked like before. And I wanted to use a piece of this gold fabric. It wasn't wide enough to go all the way around behind the blue that I'm putting behind the petal, but I thought it would be fun. Nope. I think I had taken a picture, but I must have deleted it. It wasn't pretty enough to keep. Now I'm trying to decide how I want it to look. It always takes me a minute to figure it out. I put the gold fabric on that side and it just kind of disappeared, huh? So it's going on the right hand side. It's decided. So I hope everybody's doing good. If any of you did the 100-day project, did you make it? Did you get all the way through? I'm sure there's some people that have no trouble getting it done. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to try doing the ATC a day. That's only for a month. One of you suggested the index card a day, but that's for like 3 months, and I'm not sure I'm up for another long haul. And I've done the ATC a day for quite a few years. I want to keep that up. But tomorrow is the 1st, and I won't be home to work on it, so I will be starting behind. Alright, so there was day 99, and the last one, day 100, I had to bring my circle back because I told myself I couldn't use it the last time I wanted to use it, but it was in the packet of paper I pulled, and so I'm going for it. But it's not going to be like the main sort of thing this time. It's going to be a little bit just kind of in the background. So it's going to be the base paper that I put the other stuff on. I do still plan to turn this into a book. I haven't decided if I'm going to do them in order or do them by color. Nah. Or do them by bits of nature. Like I could have my rock collection, my stick collection, a few random ones that aren't a part of anything. If you have any ideas of what you think would be a good idea, let me know. Like I said, I still have to get some of them photographed and try to figure out how to get them to lay flat. If you're seeing the prints, you can see how they're kind of curved. Yeah, hard time getting them to stay flat. This one's just real simple. Just a couple of lines and then a stick. And I didn't go through too many glue sticks on this project. I think 2 Yoo-Hoo and this one, which still I think has quite a bit of glue. So that's not too bad for 100 projects. For 100 days of gluing and gluing and gluing. This piece was thick watercolor paper, so it's getting glue. Regular glue. You always see me with that book. I always weigh them down for a while they dry, so they stay, to try and get them to stay flat. I think the reason this one stays flat is because there's a stick on it, forcing it to stay flat. But I hope you have liked these videos, this project, this series. It's been fun. It's been a challenge, but it's been pretty fun. If you liked it, leave me a comment and a thumbs up, all the good things. The end of this, I'm writing La fin. Means the end, French. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but and it's painted so badly it just looks like asemic writing, so you can't really tell. But that is the end of that project, but of course I will still have more videos coming. Thank you all for watching, and have an awesome day.